We hinted at it a little bit, but can we get into his comments on the first overall pick?
Yes.
Okay. So this is another thing that I thought was telling. Darche was asked about trading the 2025 number 1 overall pick. He said someone would have to really knock my socks off to trade that pick, and then followed up saying he expects to make the selection number 1 overall.
Right. Like he said it a few times that I expect us to make that selection at first overall. And then he kind of reiterated, gave us kind of like the Lou answer going, well, if someone calls, I'm going to listen, but then gives us that tidbit like they're going to have to give me an offer I can't refuse.
Right. Like, not that this is even possible, but like it's an exaggeration, but you'll know what I mean. If Nash Barry Trotz calls and says, we'll give you our next 10 first round picks for the number 1 pick to slide back 5 spots. Like, yeah, like you're going to, and obviously that's a little hyperbolic, but someone would have to really blow you away. So to say we're sticking and we're taking this guy, like that kills any leverage you might have. Even if they're dead set on a player, which I'm putting a pin in for half a second because I want to get into that next. I think his comments hint at that a little bit, but I would be absolutely floored if the Islanders trade that pick. But I kind of like the confidence that he gave with that answer too. It's like, to me, it felt like we have a plan. Unless someone blows me away, we're going to stick to our plan and take our guy first overall.
Yeah, unless someone comes up with, as you mentioned, well, you didn't mention it that way, but I'm going to mention it this way, a Spiz trade scenario, like an NHL Spiz trade scenario. Harken back to our days where we were in my basement, all of us live on the Discord, telling me what to do on NHL, and trade your 4 or 5 first overall picks for whatever guy. That is very much a Spiz move. P.S. Happy birthday, Spiz.
Happy birthday, Spiz.
Turning all of what I assume is 37 based off that hairline.
Jesus Christ. That's harsh. I was going to say, based on the comments and maturity level, no older tthan 12.
There you go. He's somewhere in between that. Perfect. We came to the right answer. Somewhere between that. Yeah, but we're going to have to get like a Gar Snow type of 2012 NHL draft where a team is going to chuck all of their first round picks at us, and then we might consider it. And even then, I bet you he says no because, well, why would I do that?
Right. Exactly. Which gets me to my next point I felt pretty confident that with how Darche was phrasing, how, is that we're going to take someone and I expect to make the pick at number 1 and talking about playing with speed and playing good defense. To me, that screams Matthew Schaefer.
Yeah, probably. I don't know about that. I think we're going to draft Schaefer, so I'm getting myself ready for it. And in my dream scenario on YouTube, I said draft Schaefer because I think that's probably going to be the guy they take. But I'm like, I don't know, man. Convince me, all of you, that he's the obvious number 1 pick. I just don't think it's an obvious slam dunk. Young, right? He's 10 days away from being eligible for next year's draft, and didn't play more than 20 games. I have a hard time being like lock number 1 overall.
I get that, and I'm a big Michael Misa fan, so like, I don't, and I know you are too. I don't have to do any selling for you on Michael Misa on that one. I just think that they're gonna go, especially coming from Tampa Bay too, where you have a guy like Victor Hedman who's been there forever. Be like, we're going to take someone who we think is good defensively, is a good puck mover, and that's going to help us, 1, play faster, but 2, in our transition game, which stinks.
Yeah, and he's not small, but he's not massive like Hedman, but 6'2", 183 right now at 17. He won't turn 18 years old until September 5th, which is insane. So you're getting a guy young. Basically, you're getting an extra year out of this kid if you draft him first overall. So like, it really seems like they're going to be taking him. Although, like, can you pass up a guy who's got 62 goals in 65 games?
That's hard. That's gonna be hard to do. Obviously, I think you can make a strong case for taking that player. If he came out there today and was saying, it's important. We got to score goals, man. Like, you look at this team, our biggest issue is not scoring enough goals. We have a good defensive group. I just think, we need a little bit more pop up front to quote Barry Trotz there from back in the day. I'd be coming on here and saying, Mitch, not so fast on this Matthew Schaefer love. I think Michael Misa might be the guy, but maybe I'm reading too much into quotes on an opening presser. But for me, trying to put the pieces together, my takeaway was that screams Schaefer.
Yeah, you're probably. I don't think you're overreacting. You're probably right in connecting those two dots, and it's not like it's some drafts have Schaefer 1, some drafts have Schaefer 2. It seems that everyone has Schaefer number 1. So
most, yeah.
When that is the case, especially leading up to the draft, unless something insane happens in his interview or at the combine that's going to happen later this week, I'm kind of with you. I expect them to take him, but there's something in there with him. Anyways, I'm being a dink. I'm being contrarian for contrarian's sake, I think, at this point.
Well, Misa's your guy. You happen to really like Michael Misa. So I get that. I understand why you're going to bat for your guy.
Yeah, there's something about Young not playing a full season and coming out of nowhere. He scored 17 points in 56 games last year. As a 16-year-old, I understand, but still. But whatever. I'm going to be happy either way.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.